Right. Let's show you where I was pitched last night. Here's my little pitch. Quite handy. Water taps just behind me. Here we go. Behind this road, behind this hedge is a very busy road. Which it was really noisy up until about 11 o'clock last night, or 10:30. Fishing lake over there. There's a couple of hookups. Caravan. I'm going to get onto the caravan in a minute. Portaloo, down there. Now, yeah, the toilet. It doesn't flush. The handle for the flush doesn't work. And it took me a while to work it out, but there's two 2-litre bottles of water in there. I think you know where I'm going. So you've got to use the water to flush, and then you've got to go out, fill the bottles back up and put them back for the next person. Now, so I'm just drinking my coffee here. Hang on. Let's put that down. Ollie, if you're watching, which I'm sure you are, mate, Ollie had exactly the same thing. He recently walked the South Downs Way and got to a campsite and had to do exactly the same thing. So Ollie, I feel your pain, mate. Go check him out, Ollie Outdoors on YouTube. He did a good series on the South Downs Way. Wasn't going to do shout outs actually, but whilst I am doing that, Impala on Trail, go check him out. Big following on Instagram, and he's just started on YouTubing, as he calls it. He's a proper crazy bloke. He's completed the PCT, I'm pretty sure it was a PCT, back in 2015. Just recently completed this year the Scottish Trail, I think it was. Does great gear reviews of gear that he's used for thousands of miles. And yeah, cheers for the stickers as well, mate. He's just sent me some stickers, so that's really cool. And a little note as well to wish me luck on the 2 Moors Way. So yeah, I appreciate that, mate. Right, I think it's probably about 7:15 now. I wanted to be away for 7. I've had the porridge, I've had my coffee. I'm going to pat the tent down. The walk today is literally 5 minutes down the road. There's a pub called the Devon Dumpling. I'm going to wait until that opens and go in there for the day. Only joking. No, up to No Stone, Yo Mill. I don't know if it's a village or a hamlet, but a couple of miles outside of No Stone there's a campsite, which hopefully will be my last night, and I want to finish tomorrow. So that's a good 20 miles, and then it's going to be about 27 tomorrow. So hopefully I'm gonna get some better sleep. And I'll tell you why I didn't get sleep last night. It wasn't just because of that road. By the way, there's a railway track just to the other side of the lake as well. That was noisy. The caravan. I can't tell you now because I've got to get on, but I'll tell you about that later. Well, I've just left the village of Morchard Bishop. Morchard Road is where I stayed last night. There's not much there really, just a pub and the camping site. There's Morchard Bishop, just a few miles up the road. That's quite a bit bigger place. And I stopped off in the little village shop called the Church Stores, and had a nice strong black coffee and a banana and sat down. Picked up a few little snacks just to last me the next sort of 9 or 10 miles until I get to, I think it's Witheridge. And there's the shop there, so I'll get my lunch there. It's pointless getting it there because I'm not going to need it yet, and so there's no pointless carrying it. So I just picked up a couple of snacks. I haven't looked at the map ahead of me because I couldn't be bothered last night, so I don't know what to expect. I do know there is a bit of road walking again. I think, to be honest with you, I'm heading this way. It's much the same as yesterday, farmland and road walking, but I don't know to be sure. Now, getting back to what I was saying early this morning about that caravan, I'm going to be really quick about it, but basically that bloke, he came back about 10:30 last night, which was a bit of a bugger because the road had just started to quieten down and I was just nodding off. And he pulled up and he saw me there and he just shined his headlights full beam on my tent for probably 10 seconds or so. And then he parked up next to his caravan, sort of got out, slammed the door, and I didn't really hear anything from him after that and I nodded off. And then 2 o'clock this morning, 2 o'clock, he woke me up, banging doors, and like, what the hell's going on? And it sounded like he was just snapping like thin bits of wood or plastic, and it was going on for ages. And he was chucking it in the back of his car. He couldn't place it, he had to throw it, whatever it was, and he couldn't shut doors, he had to slam them. Anyway, half an hour later, it was about 2:30, he buggered off, which I found bizarre. And I kid you not, about 30, 40 seconds later, he comes back in, slamming doors, chucking stuff in his car, went off again, and then I didn't see him again. He never came back. He wasn't there this morning. His brakes need sorting because when he was braking, it was metal on metal. And yeah, I passed the dog walker this morning just as I was walking out of that campsite, and I mentioned it to him, and he said he's been there for about 3 months. So I can only assume he's I don't know, he must have lived there, but I don't know where he's going at 2:30 in the morning. It's bizarre. Anyway, I probably got maybe 3 hours sleep last night. So where I'm going at Yo Mill, they have a campsite, but they have B&B as well. Depending on how I feel when I get there, I may see if there's a room going. I haven't slept well at all on this trip. Slept okay, but not as well as what I should have been. So yeah, I'll see if they've got a bed, see how I'm feeling. Weather, I've had a bit of that fine misty rain again, on and off. It's very overcast. The sun's made an appearance once or twice and then disappeared again. But to be fair, I don't mind that. It's quite pleasant. It's quite cool to walk in. So yeah, I'm going to motor on. I've got probably, I don't know, from here about 16 odd miles to the campsite. So I'll come back to you later on. Even the cows are taking cover. It's just that fine mist of rain, and it's really annoying because it's not wet enough to put waterproofs on because you just get hot. But give it an hour, if it stays in, it's just you do end up getting wet, so it's a job to know what to do. This happened yesterday, and eventually I did have to put my jacket on because my t-shirt did, after a couple of hours, did get quite wet. But then I just got hot, and then it stopped for a bit, and you don't need it on, but you can't be bothered to take your pack off, to take your jacket off and put away, because you know it's going to start raining again. Yeah, it's just a bit annoying. Rather it do one or the other. Yeah, so far so good. Just fields really, just farmland. Much the same as yesterday. Oh, those cows are on the move. Don't know if they're following me, or I reckon they've heard the farmer. No, they're following me. They've just followed me the whole length of this field so far. Alright girls, calm down, I can't handle all of you lot. I'm just approaching Washford Pine, I think it is, and I may stop there for 5 minutes if it's nice and have a bite to eat, because I'm doing really well this morning, really well. It's only 11:15, and when I get there it's really not far to Witheridge, and then that is worst of the day done. So yeah, I'm doing really well today. Pack's a lot lighter, I've noticed today. I did notice yesterday it was a bit lighter, but today there's a big difference. And I'm carrying extra water because yeah, I filled up my 2 600ml bottles when I left the campsite, and got a few miles up the road into the church stores, and I bought another 600ml bottle just to chuck a hydration tablet in. So I've been a little bit dehydrated the last day or two. I suppose when you're doing stuff like this, it's a bit of a constant battle trying to keep hydrated. I don't want to be taking water from the streams now here, because although I've got the water filter, I've got my filter, but they're just all like, I'm just going through, there's no arable, it's all livestock farms I'm going through. It's all cattle and sheep, and it's just all that agricultural runoff. It's not worth the risk. You know, if I did, I'd want to not only filter it but boil it, and that takes time, and then you've got to wait for it to cool down. It's just, no, it's not going to bother. I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I'm glad I've got my I've had my gaiters on the last 2 days, and today they've been so useful, because it is just, well, this actually is not too bad considering some of the fields I've been through today. Really, some of them have been really long, wet grass. And I'm glad I wore my boots too, not my trail shoes, because I would have had wet feet the whole trip. Don't like that. So my feet have been bone dry. And my feet are in really good condition as well, really good. So, been looking after them. Yeah, today's going really well. I'm going to get to Washford Pine. I'll probably stop there for 5 minutes, because there's no point bolting it now to No Stone, because I know I'm going to get there in plenty of time. So I am just going to probably certainly when I get to Witheridge, certainly once I get to Witheridge, I'm going to stop and have some lunch there. May even have a pub lunch. I'll see. It's dangerous though, isn't it? Because you have a pint and a big lunch, and yeah, I'll see. So I'm going to crack on, and I'll come back to you later on. Well, I've just been through Washford Pine, and it was lovely. It wasn't a village, it was a little hamlet, tiny little place. I think there was a small, very small old livestock farm, and literally 2 or 3 lovely houses, and there was a church, really old church, and really lovely, well maintained green at the front of the church, and yeah, it was just a really lovely looking place. Someone had their wood burner going as well as I walked through, and it's just a lovely smell as I walked through. Love that. It's some of these places I'm going through today are, you know, they're so remote, you just don't know they exist unless you actually do a walk like this and walk through them and see these areas, these little hamlets. They're just hid away, and not my pole. You wouldn't know they're there, and you'd have absolutely no reason to go there, even if you did. Yeah, it's there's a lot of really lovely places in the rural mid-Devon that are tucked away, and they're really nice to see. So I didn't stop there in the end. I carried on. I find it hard to stop when I'm on my own, and I think you'd be a bit more strict. I'm gonna have a good stop in Witheridge. I'm not too far away now. I guess maybe 4 miles or so. I'm not sure. Haven't looked, because I've got plenty of time today. It hasn't been quite as steep, the up and downs today, and the pack's a bit lighter. I feel like I am moving faster today. So all is good. Well, I've got Witheridge in the distance now, and it's only 11:45, so I'm going to make that in plenty of time. I'm not sure if you can see them, but in the distance again, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wind turbines all in a row. I don't think I've ever seen that many all in one area before. I think I'm heading that way, so we might get closer to them later. But yeah, I'm going to have a stop in Witheridge, get some lunch there, and then yeah, motor on to the I don't want to motor on, I want to plod on. I don't need to motor on, just plod on to the campsite at Yoe Mill, and hopefully they will have a room for me, a room spare, and if they do, I'm going to take it because I need it, basically. And I want to leave early tomorrow because I want to finish early. I want to finish tomorrow, so I want an early start tomorrow. I want to get out the door for sort of 6 a.m. because I'm missing my son like crazy. I have done for, well, the whole trip, to be fair, and now I'm getting closer. I'm kind of getting stronger, and I'm pushing on, and I really want to get it done. So it's going to be a hell of a big day tomorrow, but I think I'll be alright. So yeah, I really do want to get home tomorrow. So if they got a room, it'd be handy, because it just saves me having to pack all my gear away tomorrow. I can get out quick and motor on. Got a bit closer to those wind turbines now. They're not moving. There's quite a few of them there. Yeah, I've just, well, not just, I've been on this road section for a few miles now. I think it's about 5 miles long or something like that. It is getting to me now, I must admit. I am feeling tired. But I've got another 7 miles to go till I get to Yoe Mill. And it's warmed up now. The sun's been out for, well, yeah, since I was at Witheridge, really. The sun's been out. It's quite warm. Well, I finally got off that long, horrible road section, and I got to Toll House Farm, and lovely little lane. Followed for probably maybe a mile or so. Really nice. I did hit a bit of a wall on that road, but I feel a bit better now. It was getting to me a bit. And I have my first sighting of Exmoor. I don't know if you can see, but way over there in the distance. So that's good. I've got about another 4 or 5 miles to go until camp. Look at this, I've got myself the room. Lovely, I'll give you a little pan around. TV, kettle, tea, coffee, 2 beds to choose from, and ensuite. Nice little view. Best part, 20 quid. So yeah. Partridge Arms Farm, Partridge Arms Farm, Yeomill Mill. Anyway, so that's I'm happy with that, really happy. Hopefully get a good night's sleep tonight. I'm not having breakfast here, so I want to get going. I want to be out the door by 6 AM. I want to arrive in Lima for 6 PM. So I'm giving myself 12 hours tomorrow. I've done 19 today, and that was all 8.25 hours. That's including my stops. So yeah, should be fine. But I am desperate to finish tomorrow. I'm enjoying it, but I want to finish. So I just thought I'd give you a quick look of what I've done, where I stopped, etc. This map actually starts from Ivy Bridge, but I started from Wembury. So I did doing the coast to coast rather than just the 2 Moors Way. So I've added 15 miles. So I walked up to Ivy Bridge on my first day from Wembury, and I went off trail a little bit, about 1.5 miles up to here, and camped here because the weather was coming in pretty bad that night. I was originally going to camp up on Dartmoor on Butterton Hill, but that didn't happen. So next morning came back down, back on trail all across Dartmoor, across that. This is all that hardcore track. It just goes on and on and on and on, and then you finally come off it, and camped at Scorrington, and it was it was actually Mitchelcombe I camped. So I went up to Holne, got that cup of tea because that bloke felt sorry for me because I was so wet. I got a few supplies and came back down to Mitchelcombe and camped there. Next morning, got up early, left because it was horrible there, really early, and got back on trail into Holne and to Poundsgate and Ponsworthy, up over Hameldown, Grimm's Pound as well, Bennett's Cross and the Warren House here, and that's where I stopped for lunch and had that burger and chips. That was nice. And then got back on trail up to Chagford, Castle Drogo, Drew Stainton, but I walked just slightly out of Drew Stainton up to the Barley Meadow, which is just here. And then next morning got back on trail, Hittersley, where did I stop? Down St Mary, Morchard Road, so it was a lot short day. And so then today, from Morchard Road, up to Morchard Bishop, stopped there and had a coffee and got some supplies. Witheridge, that's where I had lunch. And when I left Witheridge today, I was on a bit of a downer for a bit. Couldn't get motivated all along here, and then you hit that road section here which just goes on and on up to here, and then you back off trail, and then I kind of perked up again here and I was alright. It was weird that, I don't know what was wrong with me. Into No Stone, and that's where I am now. Lovely village, and I've got a lovely room tonight. Yeah, so tomorrow I've gone out of No Stone. No, sorry, I'm not in No Stone. I'm got into No Stone and up to Yeomill Mill. That's where I am. I'm here tonight, Yeomill Mill. So tomorrow, West Anstey. So I think officially Exmoor officially starts around here, I think. Oh, it might be here. Bad Lake, Moor Cross. I think it might be here. Officially Exmoor. So Mid Devon finishes and Exmoor starts here, I think. Up to Hawkridge. Apparently that's the most remote village on Exmoor. And then follow, like, looks like maybe a woodland river path into Withy Pool. That's where I'm planning on having lunch. Back on trail. Up to Simmons Bath, and then from Simmons Bath it's about 10 miles I think, across Exmoor over Cheriton Ridge into Lynmouth, which it's going to be about 27 miles tomorrow. So yeah, that's what I've done so far, and that's what I've got to do. Just chilling out with a cup of tea. I've had a nice shower. That's lovely, and yeah, I'm really cosy. I'm gonna have a meal in a minute, hydrate one of my meals, and then just sort of chill out. I've had some gear out. I've had the Duromid out to dry it because that was wet because it rained last night, but that's now dry, so I can pack everything back away. And yeah, plan on leaving 6 AM tomorrow. If I can get out a bit earlier I will. I just want to give myself plenty of time so I haven't got to go like mad. I think I'm going to have to go a little bit mad, but yeah, not too mad. See you sometime in the morning. It's going to be dark when I leave, so I'll bring you back in the morning when it's light. See you then.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together.